What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video we're going to be diving into my first Dove Cameron album. So we're going to do an album reaction to Alchemical Volume 1. I've listened to like one thing from Dove Cameron ever, so I'm really looking forward to like actually getting to dive in and listen to the artist. I feel like when I do singles, I don't always get a chance to like really listen, but with Dove Cameron, it was actually a live performance, so it was cool, and I remember really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to this. Before we get into today's video, don't forget to check out Patreon. Links in the description. You guys can check out Alchemical Volume 1 as a full uncut album listening party / reaction. We listen to the entire album. I don't cut anything out. It's a much longer video. I have over 100 uncut album reactions over on Patreon. The link's in the description. Of course, YouTube gets a version. It's usually often much shorter because of copyright and pacing and things like that. Whereas on Patreon, I can just upload the whole thing and you guys can jam it if you guys are interested in that. I know a lot of people like to see like the whole reaction, so I totally understand and I got you. But with all those things out of the way, I'm excited to see what we get here. So we're starting with the first track called Lethal Woman. The fucking bass with that distortion. Lethal Woman. Oh my god. It's just so fucking hard. So honestly, diving into this album, I actually don't know what to expect at all. I feel like I know so little about Dove Cameron that I'm really going to this with no expectations or anticipations of anything, and I think that's awesome. Was not expecting to just get this like full, heavy, distorted synthesizer, super bass-driven like pop with like this almost like there's like a little bit of like techno vibe going on in there, and Dove just sounds incredible throughout all this. I think it takes a lot of like talent to be able to like actually bridge the gap between this heavy feeling that you're getting with the instrumental and this like really sick approach that Dove has to her vocals, yet she manages to pair it so well. By the way, what's your name? Game recognizes game. Fuck yeah. Fuck. That instrumental is just so hard hitting. I'm so into this. What a great way to start this album. I love that from the lyricism, being able to match the vibe of that song, the idea of just like kind of like personifying somebody as just being a lethal woman, and how that instrumental really plays into that. It's so grimy, like so gnarly, so distorted. It is nasty, yet it all sounds so beautiful because Dove really finds a way to fill the space in that instrumental with a cool fucking approach. So I think this is sick right away. Did not expect this from Dove Cameron. Super, you've got me hooked. Right now I'm hooked. I'm ready to hear the rest of this album, to hear what you do with this, because this was sick. So this next track is called Still. There's like a creepiness to this too, like with both tracks. Oh, wait, that melody right there? Oh yeah, that synthesizer is so beautiful right there. You know what it is? There's this moment when everything comes together right there, because Dove sounds absolutely angelic throughout this entire fucking song. There's some really great layers going here. She's just carrying this. And I love that there's this moment where like the instrumental kind of breaks down. It stops this beautiful synthesizer. She hits those vocals, hits that harmony, synth drops or piano drops, whatever. And it just fucking like, I feel so energized. Okay, so much to talk about right here. I know I didn't stop it a lot. I was really just trying to grasp like the vibe of this. I love the string section used through this so much. It just makes that emotional piece of this so much bigger, especially because the instrumental draws on that a lot. I'm so glad to hear that string section. It's beautiful. Fucking pianos are incredible. Dove's angelic. I'm going to say it again. Angelic through this. It's so beautiful. So many good harmonies. I love that at the end, how could you, I'm not going to get it perfect, but basically, how could you dare me to love you and you're not going to love me in return? Like, how could you set yourself up for me to fall in love with you, knowing full well that you are not going to do the same? This is such a painful thing to go through because you're trying to piece together this life that you're envisioning with this person, and you are, the body wants what it wants. And unfortunately, when that starts to happen, life can get very difficult because you are starting to follow your feelings and follow your heart. But what happens when you follow your heart down a path of somebody who is almost leading you on, like kind of making it happen, but has no intention of falling in love with you or even being with you? That's a really difficult place to be in, and it leaves you very vulnerable, and it leaves you in a place of kind of mass confusion, figuring out that you are not going to be able to have this. And it's almost I don't know, because this is my first listen, but it kind of feels like in this song, Dove's almost hoping that they are they can just live in this moment. They don't have to go on to the next part in which they find out that, maybe she loves him more or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. In this moment, this is what matters. So this, in my opinion, is fucking sick. I'm a fan. And again, it's just those harmonies to me, just those big moments where that chorus drops and it's just so beautiful. It's everything. Okay. This next track is Breakfast.
So you wanna talk about power? Feel like I eat boys like you for breakfast, and I know that you tried your bestest. Never said it's right, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
Ooh.
I'm sick.
I fucking love that. You don't know just how hot you are. You don't know all these things, because even though you might have this ego that you've built up in your mind of all these things, I just want you to know that coming in contact with me, I'm going to destroy that ego, because I eat boys like you for breakfast. The idea just being people that think they're hot shit or all these things doesn't matter. I'm going to chew you up. I'm going to spit you out. It's who I am. It's what I do. And I can't help it.
Woohoo! One by one hung on the necklace, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
I'm a big fan of the darker sound I feel like Dove uses. There's brightness in these songs, but it's basically shadowed by this very dark feeling. And it helps, to draw the emotion and sort of the even darker presence of just having that orchestra, because the orchestra can be so beautiful and bright, but it can also be so fucking haunting. And I love that Dove just kind of finds a way to accumulate all of these different dark type things and putting it into one instrumental, including the delivery of the vocals. She's not singing in a super high range or anything that would invoke some of that energy and all that. It's more this lower. She's got a beautiful voice, but she's singing it in a little bit lower of a range. It kind of adds to that haunting effect of this. I mean, we're eating boys like you for breakfast. It's a little haunting. Maybe. I don't think we'll get another drop. Oh, maybe. What? With 13 seconds left? Let's go. I fucking love that song. Again, it's that dark vibe for me, but it's also this fun kind of vibe too. So while it's dark, Dove's having the time of her life, and I like that is reflected in every piece of this. It's not just the notes that Dove is hitting, but it's the instrumental. It's just everything. The energy of this track is just dark, yet almost like she's having the time of her life with it. I fucking love that. This is a mood. This album is a mood so far. I love the production on this so much. Can't believe I didn't dive into Dove's music earlier. I know that this album is recent, as of 5 days ago. At least that's what this says. But it's just really cool to be I don't know, experiencing it, actually taking time to fucking listen to it. All right, the next track is Sand. Fuck.
When we began, you couldn't love the way I can.
Oh yeah.
I tried to bargain more pieces of me than the desert has sand.
Why? I'm a very simple man. Like, I'm so simple. Just give me this forever.
You have more pieces of me than the desert has sand. And I have less pieces of you than I can hold in my hand.
Oh my God.
And with the stars for more than half your heart, but you have more pieces of me than the desert.
This is one of the coolest songs I think I've heard recently. I'm fucking obsessed with this song for a lot of reasons. Let's get the non-obvious reasons out of the way. I love the lyrics in this song so much because it's so heartbreaking to be so in love with somebody that just doesn't reciprocate. And so the more and more that you give to somebody, the more and more that you put yourself on the line, that you're vulnerable, that you wear your heart on your sleeve, the more that you do that, the more pieces that you give to somebody. Every time that you trust more, every time that you open up more, every time that you tell them something you've never told anybody, every time that you hook up, you're giving them something. And it kind of seems like Dove is fighting for a relationship that is giving percentages back to her. And that kind of struggle is so real. And if you don't feel like it's real, just listen to Dove's like entire vocal performance through there. Those little moments I love, like, you know, the fucking vocal moments that happen, those effects, I love them because it takes a voice. Dove sounds incredible, already good. We'd be fine with just that. But like, what if we layered it, you know, like 6 times? And what if we like did some shit to it, right? Because then that vocal and that sadness, that heartbreak and the break of an instrumental almost feels like that vocal becomes a piece of that instrumental for that moment. So not only do I have to hear the heartbreak, I have to feel it, and it has to move the music. And that's exactly what she does in Sand. This is an incredible song, by the way. Like, I'm going to tweet it really quick, or I guess X. What a dumb thing, by the way, that I have to like change what I call it now because Elon Musk is stupid. Okay. Let's say, Sand by @Dove Cameron is literally the jam. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. I'm posting that. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter @PositiveSteven and then retweet that. Okay, the next track is White Glove.
Take you up to higher heights, but tonight there's snow on the floor, honey, I can't see straight.
Okay, this is cool for a lot of reasons. One of the biggest reasons being that how fucking cool that Dove is showing us this whole other side of her too, because we haven't really gotten this I wouldn't say like full hip hop, but it's got like a hip hop influence sort of cadence to it. I haven't really heard her do that before. So to hear her in this doing that is cool because it opens up my mind to like a lot of possibilities. And remember, there's a lot of her music I've not listened to. So like this could be like a common theme for her. But for me, I'm just now experiencing it. And I'm like, okay, I can see like a lot of places this could go. I have no idea what this song is about.
Hands on the door, trying to break it. Earthquake, pour on the floor, make the whole house shake. Who are these friends anyway? Let's talk about love. Let's talk about.
So I have no idea what the song is about. I'm going to go ahead and just say that right away. But what I'm kind of picking up is a lot of different influences. This song feels very chaotic, but in a very controlled way. So like, imagine if like, it's almost if like Panic at the Disco and Insane Clown Posse were like, hey, let's put an instrumental together, because ICP, let's say what it is. Yeah, the lyrics are stupid sometimes, most of the time, but they did have some cool instrumentals. And I feel like that's one thing that gets overlooked in that group. So that is in no way a diss, because I actually really enjoy Dove Cameron. So I feel like if ICP and Panic at the Disco were to make like a hip hop influenced, almost like circus type feeling, that'd be the kind of beat that is here. I don't know enough about Dove to like know what every song is going to be about. You know, sometimes with an artist, you're like, okay, I kind of know what this is going to be about. This song, to me, it has that chaotic feel of almost like a lot of late nights, like a lot of parties coming together. She's talking about snow on the floor, trying to grab the door handle, can't see straight. I don't know. Are we doing cocaine? I'm not really sure in this exact setting, This is the only track that I've like not been able to really follow along with the lyrics. But having said that, sonically, this is fucking sick because it's, again, it's that creepy, scary sort of feeling in the beat, but I can't get enough of it. Woo! Boom. Okay, I love a track like this because it's just so different, right? Like I'm getting to hear a lot of experimentation in this. And when you have an album like Alchemical that's only got 8 tracks, I feel like it's really hard to like, you want to try to be able to like showcase different styles. And with 8 tracks, that's kind of hard, yet she's managed to do that with every track having a different kind of sound to it. This song has a similar sound to like Breakfast, where it's almost this like, you know, it's scary, but at the same time, like it seems like Dove's at least having fun with it. I don't know what's going on with the lyrics. That's something that I'll just have to listen to again. Just because there was so much to pay attention to in this, because for one, instrumental, obviously, but Dove coming through in this with these different sort of styles, hitting us with these different cadences, hitting us with these different tempos, almost this like spoken hip hop verse thing she was doing. Like, that's a lot of cool shit that I want to see in more music, but like, that's just, you know, she can't only do that style for every track right here, right? So it's cool to hear that we're getting those experimentations. Like I said, lyrically, I'm going to have to listen to the song again to really pick up what the song was about. However, everything else going on in this song, I just feel like I need to see more, you know? Okay, God's Game.
You are beautiful. I am next to you.
Oh yeah, I love Dove's voice. And you hear it? We got at least a layer, if not 2, with a little bit of an effect on it to harmonize her vocal, but also in typical fashion of this album, make sure that those vocals are giving that instrumental feel too. This is like a really well produced album. Oh my God. What? I'm gonna be shocked if this doesn't get picked up for some TV show or a movie. It just feels like a soundtrack song. Like, and that's such a good like compliment, by the way, because like those songs are so hard to do and hard to pick and like everything else, but this song just, it feels larger than life because of that production and Dove's voice, and I think that's fucking sick. Woo! And if I'm honest, I just never saw this coming. I prepared with so much care. I'm like, I love what she does with her voice so much. Like, I would just love to know what her influences are, because I just hear so many cool things coming through. And I kind of feel like it's not even just a production choice. I think she actually really enjoys doing the vocal work that sometimes sounds like it's part of the instrumental. Like, there's no way she doesn't, because it feels so signature in some of these songs. I love this. I'm just like a little bit shocked. So I'm looking at the Spotify streaming numbers, and I'm a little bit shocked that this is one of the lowest streamed songs on here. Like, it's the second lowest streamed song. I know this album's only been out for 5 days, so that will change, but that's crazy to me because she sounds so fucking incredible here. Like, I'm such a fan of this dark fucking like tense, like there's so much tension in these songs, right? And she just fucking delivers time and time again on that, and I'm such a fan of that. I love that vocal work so much. Give me the layers, fucking do whatever you want to do to those layers, harmonize the fuck out of them, doesn't matter. And then you can hear it towards the end, that overwhelming feeling of some of these instrumentals, that chaotic feeling coming back to life. I think that's so sick. So this next track is the most streamed track. It's Boyfriend.
I almost went home. What are the chances? What am I gonna do? Not grab your wrist. I could be a better boyfriend.
What the fuck? See, this is the song that I've listened to before I saw a live performance of it. And it's so interesting because this song like immediately sounds like it's a single, like it is written that way. I feel like the rest of the album isn't really written with that sort of idea. The idea being, let Boyfriend bring you to this album and let me show you what I'm capable of in other ways as well. And I'm actually a fan of that. Like the single literally sticks out. Like, while there's other songs on here that I think would showcase Dove in like a super cool, unique way, this song does like totally like fucking draw you in. That's just so hard. Dove's giving you the best ultimatum there. Not even ultimatum. She's just giving you the best alternative. She's saying, look, I could be a better boyfriend than him. Plus, you can wear all my clothes. We can share a closet. I can do all the things that you wish he did or did better. Plus, you get a closet out of it.
Alone for someone else to take you home.
I mean, that is kind of true. Like, whatever situation you did to leave your person behind, Dove is about to swoop in, and the reality is maybe you shouldn't have done that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you make someone have to leave anywhere with anyone but you? I mean, you've just set Dove for the ultimate, like, fucking, boom, I'm gonna cut in right here. Boom, let me stop you for a minute. I'm gonna come in. I'm just gonna take this. Thank you. Goodbye. That's just fucking so hard. That is a banger. So I saw the live version of it, so it's super cool to hear the studio version. The instrumental is fucking incredible. Like I said, it is just, you can tell that it was made to be the single, and I'm okay with that because it draws you in. While I don't think that it's like the same representation as this whole album, because I think Dove is actually like a more interesting songwriter than just Boyfriend. Boyfriend's a banger. There's a reason it's 558 million views. I'm not sitting here telling you that it's not good. It's great. It's amazing. It's going to draw me in to want to listen to the album. But I feel like once you get here, these other tracks are actually like, they stand on their own as a much more powerful presence. I think Boyfriend is just the great like gate opener to get you in. And then you're going to actually get to experience what Dove like can do through these tracks, which is sick. That is the whole point of a single. There was a time when I was younger and we would actually buy a CD just for one song. And there were a lot of times when I didn't listen to any of the other CD, just the one song. I'm very thankful that we live in a world today where we can listen to the song, but we get the albums now, pretty much around the same time. Okay, this last track is Fragile Things.
And when you let it all decay, the lights are burnt out, the flowers are dead. Somehow I'm still supposed to sleep in this bed.
It does kind of feel like there is a piece of cohesiveness going on through this. Like, I feel like Still, Sand, and this song all have a very similar feel to them. Maybe about the same relationship, or maybe just inspired by the same event that happened. But it does kind of feel like while we're getting some of these other tracks, there is sort of this like ongoing theme below it all, of this like heartbreak of Dove, especially like with Sand. I feel like in Sand, I feel like that was very revealing. So yeah. I love the focus on her vocals in this. I think we're really getting to see something, you know, you got to think about all the tracks we've listened to are just like so heavily produced. These instrumentals are so gnarly. So to have moments like Fragile Things that kind of like let you focus in, you guys know, I'm a big fan of it. Dove's sounds so beautiful here. It's just incredible. I love the little like shakiness in the voice sometimes just to really kind of like portray the emotion that we're singing about here. Another thing that's kind of interesting here, I don't know how I feel about it just yet. Maybe it's got to grow on me, but like with a track like this, I don't know that I would want the instrumental to sound like it does. Like it gives me the same vibe that we're getting through the rest of the album. So like, it's not that it doesn't like fit, but like, I just feel like, I don't know. There's something about like I'll probably like it by the end of it, but the circus kind of feel again. They kind of like, I don't know.
Good to leave, I don't have that luxury. Tears, and now there's grass.
What the fuck? I get it now. What I'm gathering from this song, and now it makes sense with this instrumental and maybe with the entire album, but specifically with this instrumental at first, you know, I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know about like the spooky sort of like, not necessarily, this isn't necessarily like a circusy sound, but like it's got kind of that similar vibe. It's almost got like a music box vibe. And I was kind of like, not sure how I was feeling on that instrumental because she sounds so great vocally. And I was like, well, this is such a weird choice. Like, I've listened to you in 7 tracks go off on really great instrumentals, but like this one doesn't make sense to me. But like the longer that the song goes, it makes a lot of sense. The idea is that there is this uneasiness, there is this tension, because think about what it's like to walk around a bunch of antiques and how stressful that is and how scary that is. Well, what if you were to personify your house and love as being an antique store or being a home full of very expensive antiques, where your heart could break just as easily as an antique plate, which you know fucking happens. That right there is why I need to shut my mouth till the end of a song, because yeah, maybe just listening wise, I wasn't a fan of the instrumental. However, whenever you know all that building up and then you feel the tension and the chaos as things start to fall apart there at the end, almost like the music box or the record is like fucking up, or and we're going back to the spooky feeling. That's sick. Dove is such an interesting artist. Oh my God. From track 1, I did not realize we were getting this. I know I heard Boyfriend. I heard it like it had to be a year ago. It had to be. Or whenever it came out, she performed it. Maybe it was a year ago. Maybe it was this year. I'm not sure. But I remember when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is sick. But that song, I don't feel like is definitive in what she sounds like. So in listening to that song, that did not give me what I thought I was going to hear throughout this whole thing. In fact, I would say of all these songs, while Boyfriend is such a fucking banger, it wasn't even like my top 3. And I think that says a lot. If the single isn't even one of the favorites when you leave an album, that's amazing. That's when you know you've got a fucking solid album. So for me, what stands out about this album, other than that really heavy production, other than those really heavy instrumentals that truly like, oh man, you have to feel the emotions. It's Dove's approach to these things. Like, I don't know anything about her, but I imagine that she's into some really cool shit, because it just felt like such a natural progression throughout this album in these different instrumentals, with the vocals that she does, with her kind of like hanging on to these like heavy bass lines, and would have this like beautiful note come out of like something that is so chaotic in the instrumental. And to me, that's fucking sick. I feel like Sand is that bitch on this album. I think that Sand is going to be the one that keeps growing. I see Breakfast is also the second highest played, but I feel like Sand is going to make it up there because the song just hits on a different level. I feel like it really shows vocal work. It really shows lyricism. It really shows attention to those moments in the instrumental and where you can go. And I honestly feel like if I was going to show somebody Dove Cameron for the first time, I would want to start with Sand personally. Now, throughout this album, fucking sick. Love that there is it's like the lowest streaming songs, unfortunately. But it kind of feels like Still, Sand, and Fragile Things are all part of this one sort of like moment that happened for Dove. And I'm really glad that even though we're singing about different things on this album, there is this sort of cohesive theme, at least with a handful of tracks, that continues to go. I feel like Dove is really great in those moments. I think that vulnerability is a really strong point for her, because when you can take that vulnerability and really lean into the production, you get something so sick. So Dove sounds incredible here. I don't know how much she really has out. I don't know how much work is really out there that I should be checking out, but I'm really glad to check this out. I don't know if she's going to keep Alchemical, this is volume 1. Are we getting volume 2? Are we getting volume 3? Are we getting the complete collection? I don't know, but I know that I'm going to be checking them out every time they come out now, because Dove is on my radar, especially with a song like Sand. Like, I literally have no choice but to be a fan of this. That is such a hard hitting song. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to give a like on the video. Come on, you made it all the way this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss any more. I put out a lot of videos and there's only more coming. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. I love you. But if you want to see the full uncut album listening party, where we listen to the entire song and we don't cut anything out and it's just me press and record and then I upload this thing to Patreon, check out Patreon. Links in the description. Super cheap to check out. My YouTube it doesn't make any money, so my Patreon completely supports this channel. That means nothing. But if you want to be somebody who supports it, then it means everything. So thank you so much. I personally would not be able to do what I do without Patreon. So I am so thankful for all of you that sign up over there and support me and allow me to live my dream, making these videos, talking about music. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your top 3 tracks now. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.